Hey everyone, welcome to this new video. I'm really super excited to get started with this video. I have cloned my voice here. Microsoft has recently launched here VibeVoice model, and VibeVoice model is so powerful that it can actually clone your own voice. I'm gonna show in this video live that how you can do setup on your local computer to clone your voice. You do not need any API, you do not need any subscription to clone your voice. You just need a computer. If you have a GPU of 6 GB, that is more than enough to get started with that. So I have done this complete setup. Throughout the video I'll be showing you how you can do from the scratch, but let's go ahead and just see here, the sneak peek how it is going to work here. All right, so this is the sample conversation script here, and the two speakers script is here, and first speaker is Alice, another one is myself itself. All right, I'll be showing you later on that how you can create this voice sample and then how you can put it here in the voice sample so that you can generate it. But for now, let's go ahead and just hear how good it is. All right. So this is generated. I'm just going to start it from the beginning and just you listen this and then see what happened. All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VibeVoice podcast. I'm your host, Linda, and today we're getting into one of the biggest debates in all of sports. Who's the greatest basketball player of all time? I'm so excited to have Thomas here to talk about it with me.
Thanks so much for having me, Linda. You're absolutely right. This question always brings out some seriously strong feelings.
Okay, so let's get
Now,
right
do you
into it.
recognize that voice? Who was speaking that? This speaker two? Because they are in speaker two, I have selected myself here. All right. So the speaker two, I have cloned my voice here. All right. So you can just create any script. You can bring the multiple people's voice here, and then you can create here personalized podcast here. All right. This is super awesome. Vibe voice project from the Microsoft. This is gonna change this speech text to speech synthesis. All right. This is really awesome. This is cool. I'm so impressed with this. All right. So basically, I'm just out of words here. All right. And later on, I'll be showing you how you can do all these setup and then how you can create this voice here. I have provided my sample here. Do you see here? This is my
Let's
voice
start this
sample.
recording so that my sound recorder can record my voice as I'm speaking, as I'm recording this video.
Now you see there, this is recording there. All right. Other samples are here. So you can bring any sample, you just put it here, and thereafter you can just get started with that. All right. Enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started with the setup. I'll be showing you in 20 to 25 minutes that how you can create your clone, all right, your voice clone. Once you have done the setup, thereafter you don't need to do any kind of the other setups. You just bring your voice and thereafter you just put your scripts here. You can use the LLM or the chat GPT to create the script and then you just generate the podcast. All right, let's go ahead and get started with this. All right, now let's go ahead and get started with VibeVoice research paper. This is published by Microsoft, one of the latest research paper. So we have seen that what this VibeVoice can do. It is very powerful model. It can clone any voice. You just provide a sample. Thereafter, it can just clone that particular voice. Now I'm going to show you how you can prepare this whole working setup on your local computer and how you can get started with this. But before that, let's go ahead and see what is the VibeVoice and what are the additional features it has brought which previous models could not do. The first important thing here that it works on ultra low frame rate, that's the 7.5 hertz. That's mean it can mimic any voice as accurate as possible. All right. And also, it can synthesize a longer speech. Earlier models were able to do like 5 to 10 minutes max to max, but this one can synthesize speech up to 90 minutes. And also, in a single context, basically in a single podcast, it can generate voices for 4 distinct speakers. All right. Earlier models were able to do for 1 or 2 speakers. All right. This says that this VibeVoice is a lot better than the previous available models. In VibeVoice, we have 7 billion model and 1.5 billion model. So 7 billion model is a lot accurate than the other models. So here is the sample. You
Do you
can
have any
see.
idea how embarrassing that was, just sitting there alone?
Now behind the scene, you can see
Look,
that it is speaking.
I know, I'm sorry, all
The
right?
speaker 2
Work
is
was a complete
speaking here.
nightmare. My boss dropped a critical deadline on me at the last minute. I didn't even have a second to breathe, let alone check my phone.
A nightmare?
Now
That's the
speaker 1
same
again
excuse you used
speaking here.
last time.
All right. Similarly, you can see here
Hey,
other
remember See You
options.
Again?
Yeah, from Furious 7, right? That song always hits deep.
Let me try to sing a part of it for you.
Now it can
It's
also
been
sing
a
here.
long day without
All
you.
right. So you see here a lot of examples are available, but the question is here how you can replicate these, how you can synthesize these voices in your own voice. All right. So that is something I'm going to show you. For that, what you can do, you can head over to the demo. So this is online demo available here at the Gradio. But the problem with this that it could be, the VG here because so many people are trying there. So the one way to do that, you can try it here. But again, the problem is here that you cannot upload your own voice, so you cannot clone it here. So what we are going to do, we are going to run this Gradio application locally on our computer. All right, let's do that particular setup. Click on this code. You will come to VibeVoice GitHub link here. All right, so this repository. So the instruction of the replication is given in the GitHub here. So as you scroll it down in the README file, you will notice they have provided you the demo examples. Apart from that, apart from these demo examples, they have provided the link for the models. So they have 1.5 billion model. They have also 7 billion parameter models. And also they are actually releasing. So basically it is on the way where we can use VoiceVoice 0.5 billion parameter for live streaming basically. All right. Now, so how you can install this? So the first thing here you have to do, you have to either use Docker container, NVIDIA PyTorch Docker container to host this application. Otherwise, what you can do, you can use the WSL2 on your Windows. Do remember, you cannot just simply open your terminal and you can run this. All right. So this is not going to run in the PowerShell. So what you have to do, you have to use the Windows WSL2 setup. All right. So for WSL2 setup, I already have a detailed video here. So let me just show you. So here, WSL2 videos here, I have on my YouTube channel. So you can watch that. You will know that how to do these WSL setup. So these two videos you need to watch here. The PyTorch GPU installation on the Windows 11 using WSL2 and Anaconda. And also you have to watch this video as well, where you need to install WSL2 on Windows 11 and also VS Code. So once you watch these videos, you will be expert in the WSL. You know that, then you will know that working with the WSL is very much easy with the Windows. All right. I hope that now you have gone through with the WSL installation. All right. Once you have that, thereafter you need to clone this repository, VibeVoice repository, and then go inside the VibeVoice. All right. And thereafter you have to install all the necessary packages. So this is something I'm going to copy here. I have already copied and cloned this repository. Let me just show you. So this is the repository which I have copied, VibeVoice repository. It has figure, VibeVoice, all these things you see there. If you compare this with the online repository, you will notice that it is the same thing here. All right, figure, demo, VoiceVoice, everything is there. So once you have that, thereafter we need to install all the necessary packages here. So in the pyproject.toml, you see here all these packages, dependencies. These dependencies need to be installed here. So these are the specific dependency. What you need to do, Control and J, it is going to open this terminal here. Otherwise, what you can do, let me just open this terminal. Okay. Come here and then open WSL2. Remember, you need to open here WSL2 terminal. All right. Otherwise, it will open here Windows terminal. In Windows terminal, it will not work because there are other libraries which will not work in the Windows, like Fmpeg library is there. That is not going to work in Windows. All right. So you need to first install all the necessary library. You have pip install E. All right, -e and dot. With this, it is going to install all the necessary packages from the .toml file. I have already installed, but still I'm just showing you that. All right, how you can do this. But my installation is done here. You will notice that it says that it is already installed here. All right. Perfect. Once installation is done, then you just scroll it down here. Thereafter, you will get all other options how you can make it working.
So here they have option. So you can either use this one to launch your Gradio demo, or you can use this particular option to generate the output directly from the inference from file.py. So this particular file is also provided in the demo folder. So that you have here in the demo folder, you have inference from file, and there is the Gradio demo. So what I want to do here, I want to use the Gradio demo. So to use the Gradio demo, I can use this one directly. But before you use this, what you have to do here, you have to install some necessary packages here. So the one thing you will notice, it asks about the flash attention. So this is something which you have to install. Other than this, you also have to install the CUDA. Since we are not using here the Docker, so to avoid the Docker, we need to install the CUDA in your WSL2. So what we do here, I have already provided this, the setup instruction. So this thing will be provided into the video description. You can get that from there. So the first of all, you have to update your WSL2, and thereafter you have to install the NVIDIA CUDA toolkit. So these two things I have already installed. Once you do this, thereafter you can check here NVCC-double version. So with this, if you write there, you should be able to get the NVCC version. Otherwise, if you don't get that, that means you do not have your successful installation here. So let me just check that NVCC-version. So with this, you will get this version, NVIDIA CUDA compiler driver. That means this particular compiler driver is working in my WSL2. Once you have that, thereafter you will notice here what I'm doing here. I'm installing the flash attention. So once this flash attention is also installed, then finally what you can do, you can use 7 billion model or 1.5 billion parameter model to run your model. So I'm going to use this 1.5 billion parameter model. All right. So I just copy this whole thing from here, and thereafter I come here. So you need to make sure that you are in VibeVoice directory here. Then I run Python demo. It goes inside the demo, and then it runs Gradio demo py. All right. And then the model currently I'm going to use here 1.5 billion parameter. All right. Thereafter, I just simply run this. Once I run this, thereafter you see what happened here. All right. So if you run it the first time, so what it will do, it will download the model from the internet. So I have already, downloaded the model. That is why it is not downloading the model. Otherwise, if I run my 7 billion parameter model, let's say this particular file, so that is something I did not try. Let me just run that. I hope that we will be able to see that the model will, model will get downloaded here. All right. Seems like, yes, the model is getting downloaded. So for 7 billion parameter, around 2 gigabyte of, the model is getting downloaded here. So it will take some time to download all these models. So model is divided into the 10 part, and each part have here around 2 gigabyte. So basically the overall size of the model is almost 20 gigabyte. So it will take some time to download this 20 gigabyte model. So what we can do here, we can test with 1.5 billion parameter model. I can just simply copy it again from here, and then I can come here. I can go here into the new WSL here. All right. So that's the new one here, which I have here. So what I do here, I come like, the WSL. Otherwise, you can create here the new WSL. Basically, you have to make sure that you are into VibeVoice directory. Thereafter, it will automatically open WSL in that particular directory. So it is inside the download VibeVoice. All right. Then I just paste it here, Python demo, Gradio demo, and then I just simply run it. As we have seen previously that it runs successfully, and then it will give us the link from where we can run here. Run this particular VibeVoice Gradio demo application. So it has started here. It is loading the checkpoints. Those checkpoints we can check here in GPU usage. Now you can see that this is getting loaded here, and this is my GPU configuration currently, which I'm having. All right. Perfect. So once that part is done, then what we can do, I can come here and then see this is my local URL where it is running currently. I can just copy this whole thing. All right. And thereafter, I can just come here and I can paste it here. So it might not run in your computer. So what you have to do here, you have to remove this 00. Thereafter, you need to run here as a local host. All right, local host 7860. Now it is gonna run here. You will notice here that it will open a demo, something like this, where it has GradU live demo. All right, so you will notice that. Just wait a second. Other than that, we can also monitor that what is happening behind the scene. So behind the scene, it is saying here could not create share link. Please check your internet, etc. Yeah, that is fine. No worries. Okay, perfect. So let's come back here. It is still loading. I can just load it again. Okay, perfect. Now I can see here VibeVoice podcast here. It is visible. It is pretty much same exactly what we see here. Only the thing is here, this is the remote and this one is running locally. All right. So here it says that how many speakers you can use. The total 5 speakers you can use. And this is the sample how you can run speaker 0, speaker 1. For each speaker, you can provide here voice here. And once you put your conversation script here, thereafter you can just click on here. It will automatically adjust the number of speakers in these fields. Thereafter, here is the generation parameter. So this is the guidance strength. This is the configuration scale. 1.3 is the recommended one. All right. So what we do here, we can just generate some random examples. It is provided by VibeVoice itself. All right. We can select any. So let's say we are going to select this one here. And this seems like quite large, the conversation script. So we are going to select this one and we just refresh this. It automatically select here speaker 1 and speaker 2. So in speaker 1, it selects here Alice women. You can select any here. All right. So let's say you select here this one, Mary, or let's say the Maya, or whoever it selects. Let's say I'm going to select here the Maya, and here I'm going to select the Carter. All right. Perfect. Thereafter, I can simply click on the generate. Once you click on the generate, thereafter you will notice the generation has started here. All right. So the 2% generation has started. Once it has generated a little bit voice, thereafter it can start streaming here. All right. So you scroll it down here, you will notice that how much it is generated. And here is the generation log. So it is saying that generating generation.
Hello
and it
everyone
has
and
started.
welcome to the VibeVoice podcast. I'm your host
Now you
Linda,
can see
and
here,
today we're getting
right?
into one of the biggest debates in all of sports. Who's the
Behind the
greatest
scene, you
basketball
see
player
here,
of all time?
this
I'm
Maya
so
is
excited to
speaking
have
and
Thomas
a
here
little
to
bit
talk about it
music
with me.
is also
Thanks so much for having me,
coming
Linda.
behind the
You're
scene.
absolutely right. This question always
All right.
brings out some seriously strong feelings.
Perfect.
Okay,
Now you
so
see
let's
that
get
how
right into
good
it.
this
For
particular
me,
model
it
is.
has to be Michael Jordan. 6 traction
This
is
is
just
really awesome
incredible.
model, right? So now the question
Oh man, the
is
first thing that
how
always
you
pops into my
can,
head is
let me
that
just
shot
stop
against
this
the Cleveland
voice.
Cavaliers back in
All right.
'89.
So this podcast, I have just stopped this. Now the question is how you can put your own voice, how you can generate, this podcast into your own voice. So that is something I'm going to show you here. All right. So the first of all, let me just show you where are these voice samples are placed. So in this project, you will notice in the voices, you have all these samples here. And the samples you have in the format of the .wave. Currently, we were creating, we were generating from Maya women.wave. All right. If you just run this,
Multimodal generative models need a unified
you
modeling
see here,
method to process both discrete data and continuous data. For example,
this is Maya. All right. And then we had the Carter as well. Right.
You swap stories, you laugh until your sides hurt.
This was the Carter. Now let's see how you can clone your voice. First of all, you have to record your own voice. You need to bring sound recorder. Thereafter, come here, go into the setting and make sure that you record your voice into the .wave format. So this is the lossless format. All right. And also make sure that you record your voice into the high quality. So I'm going to record it into the best quality. So you have wave, lossless, and then you have here highest quality, but larger file. That is fine. All right. So you have your sound recorder setting right now done. Let's start this recording so that my sound recorder can record my voice. As I'm speaking, as I'm recording this video, my voice sample is also getting recorded here. As you can see, almost 12 to 15 seconds voice sample has been recorded. Generally, we need like 20 to 30 seconds of the sample is more than enough. But I'm just trying to make sure that it works perfectly. So I'll be recording like 30 to 40 seconds of the sample. So as much sample you have, it will record, I mean, it will generate your output clone more accurate as much sample you have. So seems like this sample is more than enough. Let's hear this. Let's start this recording so that my sound recorder can record my voice as I'm speaking, as I'm recording this video. All right, so our voice sample is ready. Once you have your voice sample, come here, go in, so in folder. Thereafter, you will get your voice sample here. All right, so I just gonna copy this one. Otherwise, I can just paste it here. So this is my voice sample. Start this recording so that, all right. Then what I do here, I'm just gonna rename, although it is not necessary, just to avoid any confusion. I'm just gonna rename it here, just to make sure that it is properly, properly named here, so that in our list we can see my voices. All right, perfect. Once you have that, then what you have to do, you have to close. So basically, you have to stop your running application. Thereafter, you run it again. So after running the second time, it is gonna load all these voice here. Whatever the voice available here, all those voice are gonna reflect in this speaker list. So currently you have here, it does not have anything like Lakshmikant. So what you have to do, we have restarted our application. Now you have to reload this. Once you reload it, might take a while to reload. Let me just reload it again. It's starting. Okay, seems like it has already started. So it might take a little bit time to reload. So I'm just waiting for some time. All right, so it has reloaded here. Once it has reloaded, now you can check here in the speaker list. Lakshmikant is visible here. Perfect. Now we have got our voice. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just again gonna take some random sample. So I'm just gonna select that particular sample which we had selected earlier. I guess that was this one. All right, yeah, this one. Otherwise, you can also get any specific examples. So from here, test examples, you have all these voices, all these text data here. So from here, you can get. All right, anyway, let's come back here. So we have got our conversation script again. Number of speaker is 2. And in speaker 1, I'm going to select here, let's say the Alice. And then in speaker 2, I'm going to select here Lakshmikant. Okay. All right. So speaker 1 is going to speak as the Alice. In speaker 2, my voice should be coming here. Let's go ahead and run this. So this is so beautiful actually. You can also generate whoever voice you want to hear clone, right? Let's say you want to clone the Trump voice, you can just bring the Trump voice here and then you can generate, a full of podcast into the Trump voice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the VibeVoice
started.
podcast. I'm your host, Linda, and today we're getting into one of the biggest debates in all of sports. Who's the greatest basketball player of all time? I'm so excited to have Thomas here to talk about it with me.
Thanks so much for having me, Linda. You're absolutely right. This question always brings out some seriously strong feelings.
Okay, so let's get right into it.
This particular
For me, it
speaker
has
which
to be
I'm
Michael Jordan.
speaking, that was
6
like
trips
my
to
voice.
the finals, 6 championships. That kind of perfection is just incredible.
Oh man, the first thing that always pops into my head is that shot against the Cleveland Cavaliers back in '89. Jordan just rises, hangs in the air forever, and just sinks it. I remember jumping off my couch and yelling, "Oh man, is that true? That's unbelievable."
Right? That
You
moment
see here
showed
how
just how
good this is.
cold-blooded he was.
I have
And let's
completely
not forget the
cloned
flu
my
game.
voice here.
He was
This
so
is
sick
awesome,
he could
right?
barely
This
stand,
is
but
awesome.
he still found a
All
way
right.
to
So
win.
this is how
Yeah,
you
that game
can
was
clone
pure
your
willpower.
own
He
voice.
just made winning feel so
right?
inevitable, like no matter how
This is how you
bad
can
the
clone your
situation
own
looked.
voice. I'm just going to stop this. So overall, the process I have shown you in between seems like my other model, I mean 7 billion model, 7 billion parameter model is still downloading. So I hope I could have shown you this one. But anyway, once it is downloaded, then you run this and then you can simply work with the 7 billion parameter model. The accuracy of the 7 billion parameter model is a lot better than the 1.5 billion parameter model. But the problem with that model is that it needs a lot of memory. All right, it needs at least 24 gigabyte GPU RAM to work properly. But 1.5 billion parameter model works perfectly if you have 6 GB of GPU or 6 GB of RAM. So I suggest that you should work with the 1.5 billion parameter model. All right. So there is one person. Now you can bring anyone's voice here and you can just simply clone this. All right. I hope that you have liked this video. Please subscribe this channel, like this video and share this with your friends. Bye bye. Take care.